Hello everyone. Today I'm going to give a high-level introduction to zero-knowledge proofs and introduce basics about zk-SNARKs. Finally, I will introduce the current status of zk-SNARKs and how we choose zk-SNARKs candidates in use for our ZAND network. There will be several benchmark comparison between different privacy-preserving approaches. In this talk, I won't discuss any zero-knowledge proof constructions. Please feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions. Cryptography proofs is widely used in nowadays building secure systems. However, most of today's crypto primitives usually offer security only for data. For example, encryption schemes provide confidentiality for data. Some people, Alice, can encrypt her secret message to Bob, and Bob can decrypt if he knows the secret key. Cryptography also provides authenticity. For example, people can digitally sign some message to Bob, and Bob can authenticate the validity of the signer by verifying the signature. One natural question raised up is that how do we offer security properties for computation? That is, how to hide secret information to other participants in computation. What if some participant behaves maliciously and not following the protocol description? What if some participant does not actually join the computation but keeps sending dummy messages to bother the communication of all the parties? Cryptographic proofs is mainly proposed to solve this problem. It is usually used to offer privacy-preserving property for computation. Especially, it allows people computing correctly and securely without revealing secret information of honest participants to malicious participants. Cryptographic proofs are usually used in protecting malicious behavior, especially in distributed protocols. Among all kinds of crypto proofs, zero-knowledge proof is the most common and widely used in the cryptography world. It is extended from the research area called secure multi-party computation in 1980. In high level, a secure multi-party computation protocol is a protocol run by n parties to jointly compute a function over their private inputs. But each participant does not reveal any information about their private input xi. Finally, each honest participant will know the joint output y correctly, but does not reveal any information about their secret information to malicious parties. Zero-knowledge proofs were proposed by Turing Award winner Shafi Goldwasser and Sylvia McCallie in the picture. After a long line of research, zero-knowledge proof has become a kind of independent of research area from secure multi-party computation. Before I introduce what is zero-knowledge proofs, I would like to give in a story called The Alibaba Cave to give the intuition behind the zero-knowledge proofs. In this story, there are two people, Alice and Bob. Alice claims that she knows some secret word to open the magic gate inside of the cave, but Bob does not trust him and would like Alice proving that she knows it. The most trivial way to prove that is just to immediately telling the secret word of the magic gate to Bob. However, Alice wants to keep it as a secret and does not want to reveal any information about the secret word to Bob. So the question becomes, How does Alice can convince Bob that she knows the secret word to Bob, but without revealing any information about the secret word? To achieve this goal, they can do the following process. First, both Alice and Bob come to the cave and Alice enters the cave first. Note that there are two paths leading to the gate. Alice can take either path 1 or path 2. Bob will wait until Alice goes in. Note that Bob does not know which path A takes. Then, Bob enters the cave and standing at the crossing of path 1 and path 2 and randomly selects an exit path 1 or 2 for Alice. If Bob selects path 1, since Alice knows the secret word, she can just open the gate using the secret word and exit through path 1. If Bob chooses path 2, Alice just exits through path 2 immediately. We say if Alice can exit through the correct path that Bob claims, Bob will be convinced that Alice really knows the secret word of the magic gate. From this process, it is easy to see that Bob does not know the secret word during this process. Thus, this process is secure for Alice if Bob is malicious and would like to know what is the secret word. However, there is another problem. If Alice does not know the secret word, she has chance to cheat Bob. She knows the secret word. How? Indeed, since Alice does not know the secret word, she can first guess which path Bob will claim when she goes into the cave. Thus, she can convince Bob with probability 1 over 2, even if she doesn't know the secret word. To solve this problem, Alice and Bob should repeat, let's say, n times. This process is large enough times and Bob admits that Alice really knows the secret word only if she exits from the correct path every time. Why they can solve the problem by repeating this process n times? If Alice knew the secret word, this case will be the same as they just do the process one time, because Alice can always exit through the path Bob claims correctly. This is easy to see. The main difference is that when Alice does not know the secret word, if she doesn't know the secret word, Alice can successfully convince Bob only if she can always guess the path Bob will claim correctly every time. But this happens with probability 1 over 2 to the n, which is very small and negligible. Therefore, we say Bob is convinced finally with very high probability. The whole process between Alice and Bob is actually a zero-knowledge proof protocol, and it satisfies the following three properties. The first one is called completeness, which means that an honest verifier will accept the proof from honest prover. In this example, it means if Alice really knows the secret word and behaves according to Bob's command, Bob will always be convinced. The second property is called zero knowledge, which means the protocol is secure against to malicious verifier. That is, the prover does not reveal any information about his secrets. Recall that in the example, Alice does not reveal any information about the secret word to Bob, The last property is called proof of knowledge, which means the protocol is secure against to malicious prover. That is, the prover really knows his secrets and cannot cheat the verifier. In the example, if Alice does not know the secret word but intends to cheat, she has to guess the exit path every time correctly and wins with very small probability after repeating n times. Before 2010, most zero-knowledge proofs are just theoretical tools and there's few useful applications in practice. However, since the blockchain technology appeared in 2008, people find it is quite useful in protecting secret information in blockchain. Since blockchain can be viewed as a public ledger and there are a lot of participants can join and leave anytime. Any participant in the blockchain system can be a prover who takes input some public function description f and his private input x, and then the prover can generate some public value y and prove. The prover can post the public value y and prove on the blockchain, and every participant in the system can see the proof and the public value to verify the validity of the proof. Here is an example. The public function can be some money transfer function. This function is computing the balance of Alice and Bob in the money transfer process. Here, Alice spends $10 and send this $10 to Bob on the blockchain. In this case, the secret input can be the information should be hidden by the prover. For example, the secret information can be the identity of Alice and the identity of Bob and the transaction amount $10. While we found zero-knowledge proofs can be applied in this way in a blockchain system, we found a more advanced zero-knowledge proof with more requirements should be needed. Actually, there are problems in traditional zero-knowledge proofs. The first problem is that most zero-knowledge proofs are interactive protocols. The prover has to prove in something after many rounds of communication with the prover, with the verifier and prover. This is very expensive for communication bandwidth, especially in distributed settings like blockchain. The second problem is that the proof size is too large. Since the blockchain is growing and more blocks are appended, and more participants are joining and leave the system to do the consensus. If the proof size is too large, it will lead to the blockchain size explosion and clients may not be able to download and store it, which makes the system not scalable. The third problem is that not all zero-knowledge proof can be verified by everyone. Some zero-knowledge proof can be only verified by designated verifier. If so, such zero-knowledge proofs won't be compatible with the blockchain's public ledger concept. Therefore, we need a kind of zero-knowledge proof that not only satisfies the completeness zero-knowledge proof and the proof of knowledge properties, but also satisfy three new properties. The first one is called non-interactive, which means that the prover only sends one message to the verifier. The second property is called public verifiable, which means everyone in the system should be able to verify the proof without any secrets. The third one is the most important. That means the zero knowledge proof should be the proof size should be very short, which we call this property is succinctness. So, zk-SNARKs is a kind of zero knowledge proof that satisfies all the properties we have mentioned. That is, zk-SNARKs achieves completeness, zero knowledge proof, proof of knowledge, non-interactive, publicly verifiability, and succinctness together. After giving you a very basic introduction and intuition about what is zero knowledge proof and zk-SNARKs, I would like to introduce in the current status of zk-SNARKs research and how we choose our zk-SNARKs candidates to be used for our ZANT network. Recently, research about zk-SNARKs is full-fledged, and there are a bunch of different zk-SNARKs constructions that were concluded in this figure. Basically, zk-SNARKs can be based on 4 different cryptographic assumptions. The first assumption is a collision-resistant hash function. zk-SNARKs based on such assumption is usually quantum-resistant, since it is based on collision-resistant hash function, which is quantum-resistant crypto primitive. And also, such zk-SNARKs is in computation efficient because it is based on lightweight building blocks, because those building blocks are symmetric cryptography instead of asymmetric cryptography. The second assumption is called the elliptic curve discrete log problem. This assumption is used in building some zero-knowledge range proofs, which can prove a number lies in a certain range. Such zero-knowledge proof has been used in our ring signature-based zero-knowledge proofs. The most representative proof is called bullet proof, based on such elliptic curve discrete log problem. The third assumption is called the knowledge of exponent assumption. Actually, knowledge of exponent assumption and the groups of unknown order assumptions are kind of new assumptions proposed in recent years, and many advanced zk-SNARKs are proposed based on them. If zk-SNARKs based on knowledge of exponent assumption, the zk-SNARKs usually have succinct proof size and fast verification time. However, such zk-SNARKs need a one-time secret setup phase, which means we need a trusted party to launch such a secret setup phase and generate a public string, which will be used by participants to prove and verify proofs. The trusted party might be vulnerable to attackers. If the attackers obtain the secret, the whole system will be totally compromised. The last assumption is called a group of unknown order. It is another new assumption proposed in recent year, and only one new construction so far called supersonic is based on it. Actually, you can see supersonic is actually a work improving the construction called sonic. Such construction is aiming to getting rid of the secret setup phase. However, this construction is only theoretical feasible so far, but and there's no open source implementation for now, so it's hard to see whether it's practical in production use for now. In this talk, I won't discuss each of construction in details. Here, I just would like to let you know that we finally choose Sonic, Marlin, and Planck has potential candidates for our Zen network after comparing measures listed in this link that I posted in the slide. If you are interested in the complete comparison among all constructions, you can see more details in this link. The reason we choose these three candidates is because they have the following advantages than other zk-SNARKs based on knowledge of assumption, knowledge of exponent assumption. First of all, first of all, they have a unified approach to construct. Basically, all of them are based on a new crypto primitive called polynomial commitment. And they can be constructed by first representing the function as a circuit, arithmetic circuit or Boolean circuit, and then we can convert this circuit to a polynomial. Then we can build an argument to prove something about the polynomial and reveal some special point on the polynomial. If we need some new features, we can add on other features generically based on such polynomial commitment construction. If we have a unified approach, then we can easily plug in different crypto building blocks. So this is an advantage of this line of research and these three potential candidates. The second property of these three candidates is that they have better efficiency even than zk-SNARKs based on the same assumption. Especially, they have a fully succinct proof, which means the proof size is totally constant, and the verification is very fast, and the proving time is also efficient. The third property is the third advantage is that these constructions are flexible in different applications. This is because the function in these constructions is universal. That means the function f can be applied in different applications. Zero knowledge proof is a protocol usually defined for a specific NP language, which is defined by a specific function. Universal function allows prover proving different NP languages using such universal function, such that we can launch it one time and use it in different settings. Finally, I would like to give in a benchmark comparison we tested using the corresponding open source implementations of them. Our goal is to choose the final candidate among Sonic, Marlin, and Planck. Also, we would like to compare them with our existing zero-knowledge proofs method, including ring signature-based zero-knowledge proof and zk-SNARKs. Note that these numbers are just ballpark numbers, but it is enough for us to choose the candidate useful for us. We tested Sonic, Marlin, and Planck with 2 to the 18 gates circuit, which is large enough. The zk-SNARKs is tested with 256 leaf Merkle hash tree. You can think in our Zen network, the member needs to run such a long time to generate a zero-knowledge proof, and the validator needs such amount of time to verify a proof. From the comparison, we can conclude three results, I think. The first is that Planck has better proving time than Sonic and Marlin if we just compare these three candidates. The second result is that Sonic, Marlin, and Planck all have faster verification time and shorter proof size, indeed, than ring signature-based NISC and zk-SNARKs, as we expected, because the most obvious advantage of Sonic, Marlin, and Planck is their proof size and verification time. However, the third result is that we found the proving time of sonic mining and Planck is still a bit larger than ring signature based zero knowledge proof. Indeed, since from theoretical perspective, the proving time of zk-SNARKs is usually n log n, but the ring signature based zero knowledge proof is usually linear time. So this is kind of disadvantages when we compare these three candidates with the ring signature based zero knowledge proof. And currently we are working on that, how to reduce the proving time such that it is more convenient to be used in our practical Zen network, such that the running time of the Zen network is more efficient. So that's all I have for today. Um, Please ask any question if you have, and yeah, that's all. Thank you.